you think Assassin's Creed games set during slavery time would get over? I want to say yes, but unfortunately, I don't know. I don't know if that would, we would be able to pull that off, because it doesn't. You know, spoiler alert, it doesn't end well for the slaves. Not for a while. Though, I mean, if they could kind of get it to if they could mix in the Underground Railroad type of thing, that might kind of work. You know? That might kind of work. If they could do like the Underground Railroad and I don't know, that's a hard one. That's a hard one. I don't think it'd be kind of risky, because like if they kind of mixed it in with the Civil War or something like that, I guess in some form or fashion it might be able to work. Like if you played a you know, if you played like a bastard son of a slave owner or some shit like that, that'd be kind of interesting, you know? And like you up here doing fucking missions for Lincoln on the down low and shit, like Lincoln up here, fucking Abraham Lincoln. I'm just imagining him as a fucking looking like fucking out of Disney and shit, like a robot character, and he'd be like, "Yo, I need you to assassinate some of these white motherfuckers." Like, and you up here fucking killing slave owners. You know what? I'd probably buy that shit. What, you got a problem with killing slave owners? Shit. Obi, I was just about to say something similar, but no, fuck the whipping. Could you imagine being fucking putting a noose around a white slave owner's neck and hanging them and shit, and leaving them up as a message to other slave owners and shit? Fuck. In my mind, I just imagined a trailer like that, where you, as your character, you're just walking off and you see a white man, a white slave owner, not a, let me make it that very, very clear. You see a white slave owner fucking hanging and shit. Fuck. Not gonna lie, if you could play as Kunta Kinte, you played a role, or you are a slave that gets released or some bullshit like that, and then you meet up with Kunta Kinte and all these other dudes, Harriet Tubman. But see, that's the problem. There's like kind of a generation gap here. But killing colonels, da master, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I'm kind of interested in it. Going to different fucking plantations and liberating plantations. Shit. And then the only other thing I was gonna mention real quick, is so there's a very beautiful story. Not beautiful. It's actually kind of a dark story. Do you know the thing about the last walls of freedom or something like that? The final window to the ocean or something like that? Do you guys know what I'm talking about? The final window, like it's in Africa and shit. And let me see if I can find it real quick. Fuck, what is it called? Slave boat ocean view. There's nothing inside. Will it always be burning down the walls? slaves, Ocean View. It's in France or not France, but it's got a French name, and it's actually a very interesting story. In Africa, it was part of the slave trade and shit. Here I found it, and it actually looks like Game of Thrones based it off of this very similar thing. There you go. So this is actually a really interesting story about what is this called? Oh my god! It looks like Game of Thrones, right? Kind of like Game of. So this is like the last door. Oh, it's okay. It's called the Door of No Return. That's what it's called. Okay, got it. It's called the Door of No Return. It's actually a very famous slave house in Africa. And this is where all the African slaves would go, and oh my god, and the slave owners would come pick them up and shit, right? And this is where the loading spot was. Why can't I move this? Okay, let's put in the Door of No Return. Getty Images. Oh, that's probably why. Okay. Here it is. So this was called the Door of No Return because they would herd all the slaves in these areas, right? And then when the slave owners would come with the boats and shit, you would go down this corridor, and this would essentially be your last time you would ever see like the ocean, probably. And not just that, this is the last time you would see your home of fucking Africa. And so you would get into the boats, and some slaves refused to eat, some jumped off the fucking ship, just like Killmonger said. But this is what the door was, is like this Obama came here, and that was a very powerful thing, of course. But yeah, it's, in some sense, it's a very beautiful view. It's a very beautiful view, but it's a very disheartening view as well. Like, you up here going, and you're about to it's depressing. It's depressing, but if they ever did make an Assassin's Creed story like that, that'd be something very unique, I feel. And here's the other one, Door of No Return. Just if they do something with the Door of No, like some form of the Door of No Return, I think that would be pretty fucking dope. Like, so to answer earlier question, you know what? Fuck it. Let's do a fucking Assassin's Creed about slavery. Hell yeah. African Assassin's Creed. Fucking do that shit. My name would be Akachala. And I already have a fucking wife. Probably a kid in Africa. And suddenly they come into my fucking tribe. And my leader sold my ass out to some other African kings, because that's the crazy. So that's the thing, a lot of people don't realize is like, it's not like suddenly the white man came to Africa and like, come here, nigga, and just grabbed some people. Nah, man, like Africans were sold off. Not all of them, but a lot of African slaves are indentured servants in Africa. Kings, they were indentured to kings and queens, right? Like other parts of Egypt, they were sold to the white man colonizers on boats. But from what I've been told, the kings and queens did not know it was going to be that bad for the slaves that they were selling off, right? They didn't realize it was going to be that bad from what I've been told, right? I don't think they really cared, honestly, but whatever. And so yeah, they sold them off, and it was a business, basically. So, shit is wild. But, but, so anyways, I would love to play the fucking first hour, like the first first hour or like 2 or 3 chapters of Assassin's Creed being a fucking slave in America, yo, getting fucking whipped and shit, and depending upon your choices, depending upon how often you got fucking whipped and all that shit, yo, that would be fucking wild, bro. And then could you imagine, like, they fucking cut off your dick, or they cut off your fucking balls, because that happened too. They used to castrate people all the time, or they cut off some of your fucking, probably your pinky. They cut off your pinky finger and shit, so you can still pick up crops and all that other shit with your other hands. But then assassin style, they replaced that shit with, you know, something to like fucking spring out or whatever, yo, and then you learn how to fucking whip motherfuckers. That would be dope. That would be a fucking dope story. I'm not gonna lie. You guys got me intrigued and shit. I am Mambuku, son of Akachulu. Some shit like, yo. All right, I promised I was gonna play a little bit of this game. Let's get in about 20 minutes, and then I gotta go. It would bring out a lot of hate. Oh well, they don't have to fucking buy the game. But I tell you what, you get Denzel or somebody popular to voice the character, fuck, people would play it. And you know, here's the other thing is like, my whole thing is like, okay, everybody else's culture gets fucking glorified. Fucking Vikings, pirates. Everybody else's culture is starting to get glorified. Why don't you if you want to tell some history, why don't you start talking about the slaves then? I'm not joking. That's pretty dope, man. Shaka Zulu. I would love to meet Shaka Zulu in an Assassin's Creed game. Oh, they're making a game about slavery, man. Yeah, they just made some other history too. We did Egypt, we did fucking Italia, Italy, you know, all that shit. What is he up to? Maybe that might really.
How have things been?
But actually, on top of that,
special activities.
The other thing I would say, O'Brien, is the fact that
sorry about that.
With all this
I haven't been getting a lot of sleep
shit,
lately. I've been staying up managing the fan site all night.
I wouldn't mind
every night. I think it's called
more people
PR.
Out there getting a little more educated and woke. You know, even if it's gonna be a little fantastical, at least that would get them into the basic point of like what happened and what really went down. You know, I've never played Mafia 3.
You want to know more?
Damn, this dude's
basically there's no point to taking down bad guys
if
nobody's
like
gonna know
pretty
about
cocky
it.
And
That's
shit.
why I've started a blog for posts from people you guys saved, while filtering out the haters. We need the fans.
I love these kind of izakaya stuff.
Really? Just hearing you say that makes my all-nighters worth it. So actually, I really want to know how you punish people. Don't worry, I'm not gonna ask. It wouldn't be any fun if you just up and told me. After all, the Phantom Thieves have a reputation for being secret.
Negan Rage. Yo, right?
I wish I could be more like you guys somehow. But I'll still be here to draw attention to the stuff you do. You can leave that part to me. I'm going to use my fan site to promote the Phantom Thieves and weed out any negative comments. Your popularity is going to be at my mercy. Or, my fingertips. It's like I'll be your strategic image management representative, so to speak.
I don't know if I need to see slave owners raping the African female slaves, but because it looks like they shied away from that in Valhalla as well.
Strategic image management representative. Rolls off the tongue, don't you think? Anyway, I'm gonna do everything I can to make sure that title's more than just for show.
Yo, you know, the more I think about that, fucking then imagine teaming up with fucking Thomas Jefferson. Okay, maybe not Abraham Lincoln.
Managing the Phantom Thieves' reputation is tiring work.
Killing all these slave owners
of weird posts,
under
including
the
tons
help
of things
Thomas
unrelated
Jefferson?
to reforming society. It'd defeat the purpose of the site if the truth of the Phantom Thieves was buried among all that garbage. Oh, but you don't need to worry.
Bro, I want to
I'll
play
sort
fun
through all the trash.
video
Speaking
games,
of which,
not
I've
12
actually
years
already found some worthwhile info about our very own school.
What,
Our
you don't think
quest
it's
to
fun
boost
hanging
your
a
popularity
slave owner?
can start close to home.
I don't know about you, but I could find some personal enjoyment in there. Hanging with the fury of my ancestors. Wakanda forever. Yo, that'd be something. What? That'd be wild as fuck, dude.
All right.
I would finally know what it feels like for my Jewish friend. The feeling my Jewish friend goes around. I are thou, thou is I. Oh, never mind. Are we going into the vowels? Not yet.
I might be.
I finally know what
overworking
my
myself,
Jewish friend
though.
would feel like when he goes killing Nazis in those games. He loves it. He's like, fuck yeah, I'm buying this game. Kill Nazis all day? Fuck yeah.
Man, I'm
He
exhausted.
doesn't even like shooting games.
I should head
He
home.
buys those games.
See you later.
Damn, you know, if Ubisoft's looking to hire some people for some ideas, it looks like I got one. Assassin's Creed 7, hang slave owners. That's all you're gonna have to say. You don't even need cover art. That shit's just gonna be black and gold. Assassin's Creed 7. If they make an African slave Assassin's Creed game in America, we need John Brown helping the slaves, not Thomas Jefferson. Yeah, you think so? Because wasn't Thomas Jefferson all about the slaves and shit? Like, wasn't he the one that requested to be buried in the slave funeral and shit? Like, to be buried next to the slaves and shit? Yeah, I'm just saying. Black and Gold, Assassin's Creed, Black Edition. Release that shit in February. No cover image, nothing. No cover image, it's the Black Edition. So a bunch of people that haven't really done the research, they buy the game and they're like, what the fuck, I'm playing a nigger? Yo, I would love to see people go fucking wild on that shit, dude. And we have different whip combinations. Alright, I gotta focus, man. We're playing Persona, man. But I'm telling you, Assassin's Creed, Black Edition. Black and Gold, release that shit in February. No, release that shit Juneteenth. That would be perfect. What am I doing? What am I doing with my life? Just staying home and playing video games. I should be creating these games, man. Ubisoft needs to recruit my ass. There would be white skin mods after the game comes out. I'm down with whatever. They still bought it though.